Major Jack Harper stood on the observation deck of Earth's orbital command station, his eyes fixed on the vast darkness of space. Something was coming. The long-range sensors had picked up objects moving toward Earth 3 days ago. Not asteroids, not space junk. These objects moved with purpose. "Major, they're responding to our message," said Lieutenant Frank Morris, his voice tight with excitement. The room fell silent. For decades, humanity had sent signals into space, hoping for a response. Now, on this historic day, someone had answered. The main screen lit up. The face that appeared wasn't human. It had gray-blue skin, 4 eyes set in a wide face, and no visible nose. When it spoke, its words came through the translation system in a flat, emotionless voice. "People of Earth, we are the Crederi. We come in peace." Harper felt a chill run down his spine despite the friendly words. Something didn't feel right. The alien continued, "We wish to establish relations with your world." President Laura Bell, speaking from the White House, responded with a carefully prepared welcome message. The alien seemed pleased. Arrangements were made for a formal meeting on the neutral ground of the orbital station. 3 days later, Harper watched as the alien delegation docked. 6 tall Crederi stepped from their shuttle, towering over the human welcoming party. The lead alien, who called himself Ambassador Vex, bowed slightly. "We bring gifts," Vex said, presenting a small device to President Bell. "A token of friendship." The device began to glow. Harper's military instincts screamed danger, but before he could act, a pulse of energy shot out. President Bell collapsed. The other humans in the delegation fell to the ground. "Too easy," Vex said, his translator now revealing the cold contempt in his voice. "Your species is pathetically trusting." Harper dove for cover as more Credari poured from the shuttle, weapons drawn. He managed to reach the emergency alarm before a shot grazed his arm. Outside the station's viewports, the darkness of space lit up. What Harper had thought was a small delegation of alien ships revealed itself as the front edge of a massive invasion fleet. They had been hiding behind the moon, waiting for the signal. The next hours passed in a blur of chaos. Harper, one of the few survivors from the station, was evacuated to Earth's main defense headquarters in Colorado. There, on giant screens, military leaders watched in horror as the Crederi fleet systematically destroyed Earth's orbital defenses. "They've been planning this for years," General Sam Daniels said, his face ashen. "Those friendly signals we've been sending. They've been using them to map our defenses, study our weapons." Cities around the world reported massive ships appearing in the skies. The Credari weapons were unlike anything humans had faced. Energy beams that cut through buildings like butter. Shields that repelled nuclear strikes without a flicker. Harper sat in the war room, watching red dots spread across the global map, each one representing a fallen city. New York, London, Beijing, Moscow, all gone in less than a day. "Their biology is built for war," explained Dr. Ellie Carter, the lead cynobiologist who had survived the initial attack. She displayed scans of a dead Crederi soldier. "Look at their muscle density, redundant organs, built-in armor plates. They've evolved specifically for conquest. We found evidence they've done this to thousands of worlds." By the end of the first week, half of Earth's military forces were destroyed. Major population centers were in ruins. Millions were dead. Harper received new orders. He was to report to a secret facility deep in the Rocky Mountains. As his transport helicopter flew over the burning remains of Denver, he stared at the smoke-filled sky, where Crederi ships moved freely. "How do you fight an enemy that's better than you in every way?" asked the young soldier sitting across from him. Harper had no answer. By all logic, defeat was inevitable. But something in him refused to accept that. There had to be a way. There always was. The helicopter descended toward a hidden entrance in the mountain face. Whatever waited inside was humanity's last hope. Harper checked his weapon out of habit, though he knew it would do little against the aliens. They needed something more, something the Crederi weren't expecting. Little did he know, deep in that mountain, humanity's greatest secret was waiting. A secret that would change everything. The helicopter landed on a small pad hidden among the trees. Armed guards led Major Harper through a series of heavy doors built into the mountain. Each door was thicker than the last. Whatever they were protecting, the military thought it was worth keeping safe. Major Harper, a woman's voice called as he entered a large control room filled with screens and busy personnel. "I'm Commander Susan Grant. Thank you for coming." Harper saluted. Commander Grant was shorter than he expected, with short gray hair and sharp eyes that missed nothing. Despite the chaos above ground, she seemed calm, focused. "Ma'am, with all due respect, why am I here? I should be out there fighting." Grant nodded at a guard who closed the door, leaving them alone in a small office. "What I'm about to tell you is classified beyond top secret," she said, "something even most of the Joint Chiefs don't know." She pressed a button, and a holographic display appeared between them. "This is Project Warborn." The display showed human DNA strands rotating slowly, certain sections highlighted in red. "For decades, we've been studying unusual genetic markers in a small percentage of the human population," Grant explained. "People with extraordinary abilities when under extreme stress." Harper frowned. "What kind of abilities?" "Enhanced strength, faster reflexes, improved healing, heightened senses, mental processing that exceeds our most advanced computers." Grant paused. "These people, we call them Warborn, carry dormant genetic traits that activate in combat situations." Harper looked skeptical. "You're talking about super soldiers, like in comic books." Grant smiled without humor. "Not quite that dramatic, but yes, these traits have been present throughout human history. The berserkers of Norse legend, soldiers who carried wounded comrades for miles, fighters who continued despite fatal wounds, stories of one warrior defeating dozens." She showed him footage of a test subject lifting a vehicle that should have been impossible for a human to move. Another clip showed a woman moving so fast her hands blurred as she assembled and disassembled a rifle. "We've been monitoring these genetic markers for generations, but we've never had a reason to fully activate them. The process is painful, dangerous. Some don't survive it." Harper rubbed his face, trying to process what he was hearing. "Why tell me this now?" "Because you're one of them, Major." Grant pulled up his file. "Your service record shows several instances where you displayed unusual abilities under fire. That time in Syria when you carried 3 wounded soldiers 2 miles to safety. The incident in Venezuela where you survived that explosion that should have killed you." Harper remembered those moments, the strange clarity that had come over him, the feeling that time was slowing down, his body moving almost on its own. "The Crederi have given us no choice," Grant continued. "They're stronger, faster, and more advanced. But they've never faced humans like you before." She led him through another door into a large chamber. Inside were beds with monitoring equipment, some occupied by men and women being tended by medical staff. "This is where we're activating the Warborn genes," Grant explained. "It's not a perfect process. The body undergoes extreme stress. The mind must adapt to new capabilities." Harper watched as a young woman on one of the beds suddenly arched her back, screaming. The monitors around her went wild. 3 nurses rushed to hold her down. "What's happening to her?" Harper asked, alarmed. "Her body is changing. Muscle density increasing. Neural pathways reconfiguring. It's like compressing years of evolution into hours." The woman on the bed fell back, exhausted but alive. The monitors slowly returned to normal. "We need you, Major," Grant said quietly. "We need you to lead these people. You're one of the most naturally gifted Warborn we found. Your activation should be more stable than most." Harper looked around the room at the others who were going through the process. "And if I say no?" Grant's face hardened. "Then in about 2 weeks, there won't be a human civilization left to save." Harper took a deep breath. "What do you need me to do?" "First, activation. Then we need you to assemble a strike team from the surviving Warborn. Your mission will be to hit the Credari where it hurts. Show them humans aren't as easy to conquer as they thought. Harper looked once more at the wounded woman recovering from her activation. Then he thought of the burning cities, the millions dead, the seemingly unstoppable alien force. "I'll do it," he said. Grant nodded and called a medical team forward. "Then let's introduce the Credari to humanity's hidden legacy." As the medical team led him toward a preparation area, Harper wondered what he was about to become, and if it would be enough to change the course of a war they were rapidly losing. Pain. That was all Harper knew for what felt like days. His body burned from the inside out. His muscles tore and rebuilt themselves. His bones ached as they grew denser. His mind raced with too many thoughts, too many sensations. When he finally opened his eyes, the world looked different, sharper, more detailed. He could see the individual fibers in the ceiling tiles. He could hear conversations 3 rooms away. "Welcome back, Major," Commander Grant said, standing beside his bed. "How do you feel?" Harper sat up slowly. His body felt strange, lighter yet stronger, like I'd been hit by a truck, but also better. Grant smiled. "The activation was successful. Your vitals are stable. You're ready for the next phase." 2 days later, Harper walked through the facility with new purpose. He had a list of names, potential Warborn soldiers who had survived their activation process. He needed to choose the best for his strike team. In the training room, he found Lieutenant Olivia Martinez. She was small but moved with amazing speed, taking down 3 larger men in seconds. "She can see patterns that others miss," Grant explained. "In combat, she can predict enemy movements before they happen." Martinez saw Harper watching and nodded respectfully. "I want her," Harper said. Next, they visited the heavy weapons range. Sergeant Kyle Winters was lifting equipment designed for mechanical loaders. Before activation, he was strong, Grant said. Now he can lift 3 times his body weight. His bone and muscle density is off the charts. Harper watched as Winters picked up a damaged vehicle door and bent it like it was made of paper. "He's in," Harper decided. In the communications center, a woman sat surrounded by alien technology salvaged from crashed Credari ships. Her hands moved over the strange devices with surprising confidence. "This is communications specialist Allison Reeves," Grant said. "She has a unique gift for understanding technology. She can intuitively grasp how things work, even alien tech." "Can she fight?" Harper asked. Reeves looked up. "Give me 5 minutes with their weapons, and I'll show you fighting." Harper nodded, impressed by her confidence. "Welcome to the team." The last candidate was in the simulation room. Corporal Dion Jackson moved through a virtual battlefield, his reactions impossibly fast. He dodged attacks that hadn't even fully started yet. "His reflexes are beyond anything we've measured," Grant explained. "His brain processes spatial information so quickly it's almost like he can see a few seconds into the future." "Perfect," Harper said. That night, Harper gathered his new team. They sat together in a small meeting room, each still adjusting to their new abilities. "I won't lie to you," Harper said. "What we're about to do is dangerous. The Credari don't know about us yet. We're going to show them that humans aren't as easy to conquer as they thought." "What's the mission?" Martinez asked. Harper displayed a map on the screen. "Chicago. The aliens have set up a command post in what's left of the city. They're building something big. We need to find out what it is and stop it. Just the 5 of us against an alien base." Winters looked skeptical. "We're not the same people we were before," Harper reminded him. "None of us has fully tested our new limits yet." Jackson grinned. "I'm ready to show these aliens what humans can really do." Reeves was studying the building plans. "I can get us in through their security systems. Their technology is advanced, but has patterns I can exploit." Martinez was quiet, her eyes focused on the mission details. "There's a weakness in their patrol schedule. A 7-minute window we can use." Harper looked at his team. A tactical genius, a man with incredible strength, a woman who could understand alien technology, and a soldier with reflexes that seemed impossible. And himself, changed in ways he was still discovering. They were few against many, but they were humanity's best hope. "We leave at 400, Harper said. "Get some rest. Tomorrow, we take the fight to the enemy." As the others left, Harper stayed behind, looking at the latest satellite images of Earth's fallen cities. So much destruction. So many lives lost. "We're coming for you," he whispered to the alien ships visible in the images. "And you have no idea what's coming." The ruins of Chicago stood silent under the night sky. Once proud skyscrapers were now broken shells. Streets that used to bustle with life were empty except for Cradari patrols. Harper and his team crouched behind the remains of a fallen building, watching the alien command post. It was a massive structure built over what used to be Millennium Park. Strange energy patterns pulsed around it. "Remember the plan," Harper whispered. "We get in, gather intel, plant the explosives, and get out. This is just a hit and run." Martinez studied the patrol movements. 7 minutes starting. Now. They moved as one, crossing the open ground with speed no normal human could match. Jackson led the way, his enhanced reflexes allowing him to spot dangers before they appeared. Twice he pulled the team into cover seconds before searchlights swept over their position. At the perimeter fence, Reeves put her hand on an alien control panel. Her eyes closed in concentration. "Fascinating," she whispered. "Their systems are based on a completely different logic than ours. But there's a pattern." The fence's energy field flickered and died. "We have 3 minutes before it resets." Inside the compound, they split into 2 groups. Harper and Martinez went toward the main building while Winters and Reeves headed for the power sources. Jackson kept watch from a high point, his enhanced vision scanning for threats. Harper and Martinez slipped into the command center through a side entrance. The room was filled with Cradari officers looking at holographic displays of Earth. Harper felt a surge of anger seeing his planet divided up by the invaders. "Harper," Martinez whispered, pointing to a larger display. "That's not just a command post. It's a weapon." The plans showed a massive energy cannon being constructed. Lines of power connected it to targets all over the globe, the last remaining human military bases. "They're building a planet killer," Harper realized. "We need to stop this now." Martinez was already taking pictures with their specialized camera. "We need to change the mission. Those explosives won't be enough." Harper touched his comm. "Winters, Reeves, change of plans. That facility is housing the superweapon. We need to destroy it completely." "Copy that," Winters replied. "Reeves says the main power core is 3 levels down. If we overload it, the whole place goes up." "Do it," Harper ordered. Suddenly, alarms blared. A squad of Cradari soldiers rushed into the command center. They were tall, heavily armored, and armed with energy weapons that could cut through steel. "Time to test our new abilities," Harper said to Martinez. The first alien fired. Harper moved with impossible speed, dodging the energy beam. It felt like the world had slowed down around him. He closed the distance and struck the Cradari with all his strength. The alien flew backward, crashing through equipment. Martinez was already engaging 3 more aliens. Her movements were precise, each strike targeting vulnerable points in the Cradari armor that she somehow knew would be there. 2 aliens fell in seconds. More Cradari poured in. Harper and Martinez fought back to back, moving with strength and speed that surprised even themselves. But they were outnumbered. "We need backup," Harper called into his comm. The wall exploded inward. Winters stepped through the hole, holding a piece of alien machinery like a club. He swung it, sending 3 Cradari flying across the room. "Thought you could use some help," he grinned. Jackson appeared next, moving so fast he seemed to blur. Aliens fell before they could even aim their weapons. "Reeves is setting the overload," Winters reported. "We have 10 minutes to clear the area." A massive Crederi, clearly a commander, stepped forward. It was bigger than the others, with more elaborate armor. It roared a challenge. Winters stepped forward to meet it. The two giants clashed in the center of the room, strength against strength. For the first time, the aliens looked uncertain. They had never seen a human match one of their warriors in raw power. "Time to go," Harper ordered as Reeves joined them. "Winters, disengage." The team fought their way back to the exit. The compound was in chaos. Crederi soldiers, used to easy victories against humans, found themselves outmatched by the Warborn team. They cleared the perimeter just as the power core overloaded. The explosion lit up the night sky, the command post collapsing in on itself. From their position on a distant rooftop, the team watched the Crederi forces scatter in confusion. "We did it," Martine said, wonder in her voice. "We actually hurt them." Harper nodded, watching the aliens retreat for the first time since the invasion began. "This is just the beginning," he said. "Now they know humans can fight back." News of the Chicago victory spread quickly through the remaining human resistance. For the first time since the invasion began, people had hope. In the underground command center, General William Daniels studied the mission reports with amazement. 5 soldiers destroyed an entire Crederi command post. He asked Commander Grant. "Warborn soldiers," Grant corrected. "And this is just the beginning." Across the facility, more potential Warborn were undergoing activation. The success of Harper's team had convinced military leaders to expand the program despite the risks. Harper and his team received new orders 2 days after their return. They gathered in the briefing room, still riding high from their victory. "The Crederi are confused," General Daniels told them, pointing to satellite images. "They've pulled back from several areas to regroup. We're using this opportunity to launch a global counteroffensive." The plan was ambitious. Warborn strike teams would target key Crederi positions worldwide, creating openings for conventional forces to reclaim territory. "Your team will take on the most critical mission," Daniels continued. "We've located the Crederi's orbital command ship. It's coordinating their entire invasion. You're going to take it out." The room fell silent. Even for Warborn, attacking an alien ship in orbit seemed impossible. "How do we get there?" Harper finally asked. "We've modified a captured Crederi shuttle," Reeves said, stepping forward. "I've been working on it since we got back. With what I've learned about their technology, I can fly it." Martinen studied the ship schematics. "Their security will be tight, but I see a pattern in their patrol rotations." Her enhanced mind was already plotting approach vectors and timing windows. "We'll need a distraction," Jackson suggested. Daniels nodded. "Other Warborn teams will launch simultaneous attacks on ground targets. The Crederi won't know which threat to focus on." Training for the mission was intense. The team pushed their enhanced bodies to new limits. Winters grew even stronger, now able to punch through metal walls. Martinez's tactical insights became so precise it seemed like she could read minds. Jackson moved faster than any human had before. Reeves mastered more alien technology. Harper felt his own abilities growing too. His senses sharper, his strength greater, his mind quicker. The day of the mission arrived. Around the world, human forces prepared to strike back. Harper's team boarded the modified Crederi shuttle. Reeves took the controls, her hands moving confidently over the alien interface. "Remember," Harper told his team as they ascended toward space, "no one has ever done anything like this before. But that's been true of everything we've done since becoming Warborn." The shuttle approached the massive Crederi command ship, hiding among supply vessels. Martinez guided them through blind spots in the alien defenses. When they finally docked, it was at an unused maintenance port. Inside the ship, they moved quickly. Jackson went ahead, his reflexes allowing him to disable security measures before they activated. Winters forced open doors that would have stopped normal humans. They fought their way to the ship's power. 2 weeks after the destruction of the command ship, Earth's forces had reclaimed several major cities. The Crederi were on the defensive for the first time. However, Harper knew the aliens were regrouping, not retreating. In the underground base, Harper's team studied information from captured Crederi communications. Reeves had been working day and night to translate their language and decode their messages. "I found something," she announced, pointing to strange symbols on her screen. "The Crederi are sending urgent messages to their home planet. They're requesting reinforcements." "How long until they arrive?" Harper asked. "Months, maybe," Reeves replied. "But when they do, they'll come with weapons specifically designed to counter the Warborn." Martinez studied the translations. "There's something else here. Something about the Vecra." She looked up. "I think the Crederi have faced something like the Warborn before." Further translation revealed a shocking truth. Centuries ago, the Crederi had encountered another species with abilities similar to the Warborn. The Vecra had nearly defeated the Crederi Empire, the only race that had ever done so. "The Crederi wiped them out," Reeves explained, reading the ancient records. "They destroyed the entire Vecra civilization and erased most records of their abilities to prevent panic among their own forces. That's why they're so afraid of us," Harper realized. "They see the same threat rising again." The team brought their findings to General Daniels and Commander Grant. The command center was abuzz with activity as Earth forces continued to push back against the weakened Crederi. "This changes everything," Daniels said after reviewing the information. "If we can hold out until more Warborn are trained, we might actually win this war." But Harper saw the bigger picture. "No, sir. They'll be back with an overwhelming force. They know about us now. Next time, they'll be prepared." "What do you suggest, Major?" Grant asked. "We need to strike at their heart," Harper said. "Show them that continuing this war will cost too much." "You're talking about taking the fight to the Crederi homeworld." Daniels looked shocked. "That's impossible." "Not for us," Harper replied, looking at his team. "Not for Warborn." The plan was deemed too risky by military command. They ordered Harper's team to continue operations on Earth, preparing for the eventual Crederi return. That night, Harper gathered his remaining team members. "I'm going against orders," he told them. "I'm taking the fight to the Crederi homeworld. I won't order any of you to come with me." "I'm in," Jackson said immediately. Martinez nodded. "The math supports your plan. It's our best chance." "I've been studying their star charts," Reeves added. "I can get us there." Using Reeves' growing mastery of alien technology, they stole a damaged but operational Crederi vessel from a secure facility. By the time the alarm was raised, they were already leaving Earth's atmosphere. "This is Major Harper," he transmitted back to command. "We're sorry for disobeying orders, but this is the only way. The Crederi need to understand that humans aren't just another species to conquer. We're taking the fight to them." General Daniels' angry voice came through the comm system. "Harper, turn that ship around immediately." "That's an order." "With respect, sir, we can't do that." Harper looked at his team, each of them nodding in agreement. "The Crederi destroyed the Vecra because they feared them. They fear us for the same reason. We need to use that fear." The ship accelerated away from Earth, using captured Crederi star charts to navigate. The journey would take weeks, even with the aliens' advanced propulsion technology. As Earth disappeared from view, Harper thought about Winter's sacrifice and the millions who had died in the invasion. "We're not going to destroy them," he told his team as they prepared for the long journey. "We're going to make them understand that humanity cannot be conquered without a cost too great for even their empire to bear." The ship entered faster than light travel, heading toward the heart of the Crederi Empire, a place no human had ever gone before. After 3 weeks of space travel, Harper's team reached the Crederi home system. Their stolen ship approached the central planet, a massive world with sprawling cities visible even from orbit. "We're being hailed," Reeves said, her hands moving over the alien controls. "They think we're a damaged patrol ship returning home." "Can you keep up the disguise?" Harper asked. "For a while," she replied. "But once we land, they'll know." Martinez had spent the journey studying Cradary city layouts from the ship's database. "Their central government is here," she said, pointing to a massive structure in the capital city. "The Imperial Conclave. If we can reach it, we can force them to listen." They landed at a repair facility on the outskirts of the capital. As soon as the doors opened, alarms sounded. The Cradary had discovered the deception. "So much for the quiet approach," Jackson said, his enhanced reflexes already responding to the threat. Time for Plan B. Plan B was simple: fight their way to the Imperial Conclave. The team moved through the alien city, their Warborn abilities pushed to their limits. Jackson moved faster than the Cradary could track, disabling security systems. Martinez predicted enemy movements, guiding them through gaps in the defenses. Reeves interfaced with Cradary technology, turning their own systems against them. Harper led from the front, his enhanced strength and speed matching even the strongest Cradary warriors. But there were thousands of them, and only 3 Warborn. Halfway to their target, they were surrounded. Elite Cradary troops closed in, their weapons charged. "We can't fight them all," Martinez said, her tactical mind calculating their dwindling odds. "We don't have to," Reeves replied. Her eyes were distant, focused on something only she could see. "I've been interfacing with their network since we landed. I can broadcast a message to every screen, every communication device in the Empire." "What kind of message?" Harper asked. "The truth," she said. "About Earth. About the Warborn. About what continuing this war will cost them." While Jackson and Harper held off the Cradary forces, Reeves connected herself deeper into the alien network. Her Warborn abilities allowed her to process and control the alien technology in ways that shouldn't have been possible. Across the Cradary capital, screens flickered to show images from Earth. The destruction of their command ship, Warborn soldiers defeating Cradary elite troops. The faces of humans fighting back against impossible odds. "People of the Cradary Empire," Reeves broadcast, her voice translated into the alien language. "We are humanity. We did not start this war, but we will finish it if necessary." The attacking forces hesitated, watching the broadcast. It was working. "We do not seek your destruction," Reeves continued, "but we will not accept our own. The cost of conquering Earth will be too high, even for your mighty empire." The broadcast showed simulations of what a prolonged war with Warborn soldiers would mean. Millions of Cradary casualties, decades of conflict, resources drained from their empire. A path suddenly cleared through the Cradary forces. A group of alien officials approached. "They want to talk," Martinez said, reading their body language. The team was escorted to the Imperial Conclave, not as prisoners, but as representatives of Earth. Inside the massive chamber, the Cradary leadership waited. The leader of the Conclave spoke, the words translated by Reeves. "You fight like the Vecra. We destroyed them out of fear. Should we destroy you too?" Martinez stepped forward. "You could try," she said calmly, "but you would fail. Instead, we offer an alternative: peace." The negotiations lasted hours. Martinez, with her tactical mind, handled most of the talking. Harper watched with pride as she outlined terms that would protect Earth while allowing the Cradary to save face. Finally, the Conclave leader agreed. Earth will be recognized as sovereign territory. A border will be established. No Cradary ships will cross it without permission. As they prepared to return home, Harper looked at his team, now diplomats as well as warriors. "Winters would be proud," Jackson said quietly. Harper nodded. "We came to fight, but we're leaving with peace. That's the real victory." On the journey back to Earth, Harper reflected on everything that had happened. Humanity had faced extinction and survived. The Warborn had been created for war, but had achieved peace. When they finally saw Earth again, its blue sphere welcoming them home, Harper felt a sense of completion. The world was damaged but healing. Humanity would rebuild, stronger than before. And when they ventured further into space, other species would know. Earth was not to be underestimated. The Warborn had saved humanity. Now they would help lead it into a new future.